Hello guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're clicking in for the first time, hi, welcome. I am Meveline, and in today's video we are going to be talking about a sensitive topic. I have to warn you up front. So if you're in a place where you cannot have this kind of conversations or watch this kind of videos, you can just click out and we'll see you in our next video, okay? We are going to be talking about trauma in this video. Before I start talking about this, first of all, I'm going to put up a disclaimer. I'm not a medical expert or whatsoever. Whatever I'm going to be talking to you here is going to be based on my experience, okay, and my research as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go down, punch that red subscribe button to become a part of this amazing community, you know, right? And if you have subscribed, then let's have this conversation. It's a bit of a hard conversation, but I think it's really necessary to have this. We are going to be talking about how to heal from trauma, or how to heal your emotional trauma particularly. And before I get into that, I'm going to start by, of course, defining what trauma is, just in case you don't know what that is. So my Google definition says trauma is a deeply disturbing experience, right? And I am sure that you watching me right now, you have a trauma that you're dealing with. Maybe you've gotten rid of, or you're still on it, or you might not even know that you're going through it or whatsoever. But that's going to be the topic of today. We're going to talk about how to heal trauma, because we all carry them, and you have to recognize that you have a baggage and try to find healing for it, right? I'm really big on healing at this point in my life, by the way. The very first thing you need to do if you're trying to heal your emotional trauma is recognizing and acknowledging the fact that you are going through it, because you denying it only makes the process longer. So the first thing, you need to come to the realization that whatever it is that happened in the past deeply traumatized you, and you're still living with that trauma. And when you accept and acknowledge it, your healing begins from there. So that's the very first thing you need when you're trying to go through healing your emotional trauma, okay? I'm not going to be preaching right now as if it's a very easy thing to do. To be honest, it is not. Sometimes you just tell yourself that it's okay and everything will be fine, but whereas deep within you, you know that there is something going on that you need to sort out. So recognize and accept that you have a problem. Then, if you have acknowledged the fact that you are dealing with a situation, the second point would be for you to seek help. Help can come in different ways. Okay, let's say you're in a place where you cannot afford therapy, because the best I would recommend is that you get therapy. Like, you get a therapist, someone you can talk to about, you know, that thing that is deeply bothering you and all of that, because you really can't trust everyone to talk about deep things like that, right? So it's good when you find a neutral person, like a therapist, and you talk to them every now and then. But if you cannot, you should find support groups. If possible, open up about the things that are eating you from within, because the truth is that when you carry those things in you, right, it's in you, but it's going to reflect out. Like, you think, oh, this is something within me, I'm managing it and everything, but people will be able to see that you're such a broken human being and you need help, you need a fix. So reach out to someone. You could get professional help, or you could get someone that you can really confide in about the situation, because most often, I don't know if you've heard about this proverb that a problem shared is a problem half solved. So I really do recommend that you get someone that you can talk to about that really deep thing that has been bothering you over the years, okay? The third point that I think will help you through healing your trauma will be self-care. Now, self-care is a very broad topic, and it is quite subjective, because the things that will make you feel like you're pouring into yourself might not be the things that will make me feel like, you know, I'm taking care of myself, like good care of myself, okay? So find your guilty pleasures, right, on this journey of healing, and stick to them. General things that will help you and I will be like meditation, journaling, exercises, or just walks. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym to work out or whatsoever. You can just decide to take 30-minute walks often as possible, maybe every day. And who knows, you might be able to go for longer walks, even 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever. But take walks, meditate, journal, listen to motivational quotes. When I'm like motivational quotes, I don't mean you should go and listen to every person who is talking on the internet, because of course you have to assess whatever you're listening to and see if it's something you want to take in or not. Just like I am sitting down here and talking to you now about healing your trauma, you might just not feel like, okay, I should take this advice from her, are, which is totally okay, because you don't have to resonate with everything that I'm talking about on this channel. Listen to something that uplifts you on daily basis, but just know where you get your material from. That's it. Still on the self-care journey, I was talking about guilty pleasures. We all have guilty pleasures. If it is shopping for you once in a while, don't become a shop junkie, right? Once in a while, buy yourself something good. It could be whatever, dresses, shoes, whatever. It could be travel. Personally, through my healing journey, one thing I picked up, which is really like the best way of me giving back to myself, is travel, right? Traveling is opening my eyes to so many good things that I never thought really existed in this world, right? And in the process, I'm having so much fun. As well, it could be just your self-care routine, your hygiene routine, right? You could be someone who is into good body lotions, good shower gels. You could invest in maybe some shower gels that you love, some body creams or whatsoever that you really love, right? For me personally, at this point in my life, it's like my face care. I'm really taking care of myself when it comes to my face, because as you can see, I suffer from acne and hyperpigmentation. So I really do focus a lot on taking care of my face. As for my body, I really do not care that much. I'm just a dove person when it comes to my body. But for my face, I'm investing in my face because it is part of the self-care journey. So like that's one of my guilty pleasures along my healing journey, right? I try to take care of my acne. Like I focus a lot on taking care of myself or my face, and so much so that my acne is even reducing. As you can see, at this point I'm no longer breaking out that much. I still have some hyperpigmentation to completely treat, but I'm good with that. And that was just a form of self-care for me. It could be something else for you, or it could be the same thing. Just find that thing that you feel like it needs a little bit of attention on your body or whatsoever. It could be internally. You could need to change something about you as a person, and you sit down, practice some mindfulness, meditation and all of that, and try to change that thing from the core. There are so many other self-care ideas. You could go out on dates with yourself, like solo dates out, meeting with friends, I don't know, having a movie night at home alone. Just find what works for you. This will be one of the things that will be really big on your healing journey. The third point on healing your trauma or whatsoever will be expressing yourself. I know that this will not come easy to most of us, the part of expressing ourselves. It's something that I'm constantly learning every day. I'm not the best communicator, but every other day I'm putting one foot forward to get to that point where I want to be. I wouldn't say I'm there yet, but I would say a lot has changed about me in that aspect. You have to learn how to talk, express yourself, set those boundaries. It could come in different forms. It could be journaling, it could be talking to someone, it could be arts, just drawing, it could be walking, it could be music or whatsoever, but just find an outlet, because sometimes that which you're suffering from will kind of choke you. Just find a way that you can vent. You can talk to a trustworthy person when you get to that point. You can journal. I do both. You can go walking. There are just so many things you can do, but find what works for you. But somehow you need an outlet on your healing journey, because even as you're working on yourself, you still get to a point where you're like, okay, the same thing hurts you again, like it just happened yesterday, and you feel like, oh, I want to talk about it. And definitely you have to vent, because you're letting it out, and when you let it out, you feel better. So find an outlet where you can put it all out when you have the feeling. And then the fifth point, which is very important, will be setting clear boundaries, and that will only happen through communication, because if you do not talk, people do not know what you want. Even for myself, talking to you, that was like a really hard thing for me to do, to like see how I feel. And so many people would use the fact that I don't talk about how I feel against me, like exploit all that which comes with me not being able to communicate. And that's how the world is. Not everyone thinks that because she's not saying anything means she's okay. I can just ask for more and more and more. Most people are always like, if she says yes, which is people pleasing, that was part of my attributes, then they just come for more and more and more. And at some point you find yourself being bitter, angry and all of that, just because you couldn't open your mouth and say no. So set those boundaries. Anything that triggers those emotions, the feeling of whatever it is you're trying to heal from, cut it off, say no to it. And do not forget that you can also say no gracefully. You don't have to be mean when you say no to people, and protect yourself. Create those boundaries to protect yourself from further harm, because if not, trust me, people are going to press you like an orange. They're going to squeeze you dry like an orange. So create the boundaries and protect yourself. Me personally, there's so many things that I would do prior to now. I don't know, thinking about it now, it makes me feel like I've been stupid over the years, because I was somebody that would hardly say no. That was like my people pleasing thing, because I used to struggle with that a lot. But now I can find a way to say no to what I don't want, or if I don't say no to what you want from me, I would put my own needs in front of it. Like if you're asking for something that I know me giving you means I don't get what I want for myself, I'll let you know that, hey, I have this and that going on for me. I have to do this now, and I'm going to take care of your own needs later. It's not the easiest thing for me to do even at this point, but slowly or gradually I'm making that progress, and that's why I'm talking to you. You need to be able to set those boundaries. The seed point on how to heal or healing from your trauma will challenging negative thoughts. I tell you what, because you're working on your healing doesn't mean that negativity will not creep in. Once in a while you find yourself still thinking about that thing that happened to you, I don't know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and you're still pissed about it, and all of a sudden you become so negative, you're just thinking of the worst things and all of that. One thing I urge you to do within this point is meditation, okay? Because meditation and mindfulness is the only thing that will help you to be able to catch your mind as it wanders around, so that you're able to stop your mind from thinking about those thoughts that are not healthy for you. You need to be compassionate for your own self. You need to be compassionate towards your own self. If you're not kind, if you're not good enough to yourself, then why do you think that people will be good to you? I'm not saying that the negative thoughts will just evaporate or disappear for good. Even as you work on the healing on a daily basis, it's still gonna creep in. You're still gonna get low on some days, but do focus on catching yourself when it goes to that point and trying to move back to the high vibe frequencies like journaling, gratitude, and all of those things. Do not let yourself go down that route, because you know what happens in the end. And that brings me to point 7, where I'm talking about coping mechanism. Find something that works for you. It could be journaling it out, it could be talking to someone, it could be just meditation. You know, when you figure out that, oh, your mind is taking you to that place where you don't want to be, just sit down and focus on your breath, breathe, and forget about everything. Try to see that you monitor your mind, see what is going on in your head, or try to instill the right thoughts into your head, because that's the only way that you're going to try and over these negative thoughts and completely get your healing from whatever it is that you're going through. To be honest, this whole healing of a thing is not a walk in the park, and it's not a day's job. It's something that you do on a daily basis. At some point you'll be like, oh my god, I've been here for 1 year, I thought I'll be healed by now, but I think it's just something that will keep on going as you grow. And the 8th point I have for you will be processing the trauma. This is where a specialist comes in, right? You should book yourself for a therapy appointment. Find yourself a therapist where you sit down and actually, break down everything, see how it started, where it started, what caused it, and all of those things, your beliefs associated to the trauma and everything. Do have like a detailed conversation with your therapist and learn more about what it is that you're going through, because that also helps you to understand better where you are, and from there you can be able to move to where you want to be, which is of course freedom and healing. And the 9th point, it's a really big point, okay, is practicing forgiveness, because it's very easy for us to say, oh, I've forgiven them, I've forgiven him, I've forgiven her. But you know what, most of them we're just saying that I've forgiven them just to make yourself feel okay in that moment that you've forgiven them. But when you go and sit down in a quiet space, that thing still comes back and chokes you like crazy. You just feel like, oh my god, this person, I could kill them right now for doing this to me. Forgiveness is a continuous process, especially when it concerns trauma. You don't just wake up and say, oh, I've forgiven them, because there are days when those things come back so fresh in you that you feel like, oh my god, what can I do with this person? Personally, related to this topic, there are days that I just wake up and I'm like, okay, I thought I was working on my healing, I thought I was getting better, so why do I feel shitty today? Why do I feel this way? And I have to start all over again and forgive. Yeah, when stuff like that happens, I have to sit down again and tell myself that, you know what, I am letting this go, I have let this go. It's a whole process, it takes time, but you get there if you keep practicing that. And the very last point, which is point number 10 I have for you, is patience. My darling, healing from emotional trauma does not happen overnight. overnight. It's a continuous process. It's something that you're going to work on daily basis. You're going to wake up every day and choose to rise above that situation that you're facing. You're going to always have to make a conscious decision to be bigger than that situation, because trust me, there is no such thing as, oh, I'm healed, I'm good after 1 week. Ask yourself this question: if it takes you so long, like if you nurse this feeling for so long, this feeling of hatred or whatever it might be towards something or someone, why do you think that you should wake up in 1 week and just be healed from that thing or that situation? It definitely is going to take some time, but eventually you get there. So yeah guys, I hope the few points I've put out about this whole healing from emotional trauma kind of helps you in case you're dealing with something severe. Overall, don't forget to pray for your healing. Put God at the center of everything you're doing. Tell him what you want to achieve. Ask him to guide you through that process, because I tell you, on your own you cannot do it, but if he's involved, you'll find yourself growing above whatever situation it is that you think. So yeah, I hope this helps someone who is going through whatever, I don't know. And if it did, of course guys, please go ahead and give me thumbs up on this video, and don't forget to subscribe in case you're watching and you're not subscribed, because I'm going to show you this from my analytics. The statistics says that 84% of you watching me on this channel are not yet subscribed, while just 16% are subscribed. So guys, if you've been watching my videos over time and my videos kind of help you in a small way, if you kind of resonate with anything that I'm saying here, please just punch the red subscribe button to get more. And in return, I'm going to post content on things that you want to see, or similar videos as I am posting here, that will be able to help you through your own healing journey or just whatsoever. Look at my channel description. I'm not just talking about moving to Germany on this channel at this point in time. Of course, you would have noticed that I now talk about personal growth and I do recipes and vlogs from time to time. So I really appreciate if you can subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, because that kind of motivates me to sit down here every day and film videos like this for you. Thank you for watching this video. It's quite a long one, but I know it's going to help someone in a way. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then guys, just stay focused and stay blessed. Mwah.